Welcome to Ditchin. My name is Menji, and we went on a road trip. The open road. So, we traveled from Massachusetts to Ohio on our first day. So we went from Massachusetts to upstate New York, which is what we're filming right now. And then we went through the corner of Pennsylvania. And then we ended up in Ohio. In the Ohio, we stayed at a Cracker Barrel in the parking lot because that is free and they allow you to do that. They have specific parking lots that are for RVs, which is pretty cool. That first day, we spent $356 on gas, which is crazy. We filled 3 times. After a pretty okay sleep in the Cracker Barrel parking lot, we started heading out. We went from Ohio to Nebraska. So we traveled from Ohio to Indiana, to Illinois, to Iowa, and then to Nebraska. We stayed at an RV park, which was our first RV park, in a national park there. And we paid $469 on our second day of the road trip. It was pretty cool going from Ohio to Nebraska because we got to see like big open fields, which, living in Massachusetts, we don't really see that a lot. Little did we know, this was only the start of the Great Plains. It was going to get flatter from here. Day 3 was the shortest travel day. We only traveled from Nebraska to Colorado. But it sure felt the longest. Nebraska is huge, and I did most of the driving that day. So there's not going to be a lot of footage of the drive, but you didn't much. It's pretty flat. And then we finally got to Colorado. We spent $336 on our gas for that day. And it was finally the first stop of the long rest. We visited the Red Rocks. Visited the Netherlands in Colorado. And we went to a cool waterfall. After spending a great time in Colorado, we were back on the road. We are going from Colorado to Nevada on this trip. We started in Colorado, went through the mountains, literally through the mountains, to Utah, the tiny tip of Arizona, and Nevada. We spent $344 on gas during the trip. A lot of mountains. It was incredible to see the mountains that we drove up and down and through. And it was, we thought seeing the mountains from far away was really cool, but driving through the mountains was a whole different experience. It's crazy. It started snowing while we were driving through the mountains. It was definitely hard on the RV to go up the mountain. We were literally putting the pedal to the floor and it wasn't going past 60 in a 75 mile per hour area. So we just kind of stayed in our lane to the right and just kind of made our way up. And then as we went down, we had the tow haul on to kind of slow ourselves. And it was crazy. There was truck runoffs on the mountains. So if trucks can't brake in time, they go up this like ski chute type thing. It was really interesting to see and really cool to experience. But this was just a really long driving day. And we didn't get into the Walmart parking lot until late that night. And then we made it to Nevada. It was also really cool to see like the White Mountains and then drastically go to Utah where there's the Red Rock type mountains. I guess you would call them. They're technically mesas. But it was really cool to see that like drastic difference between the two. Because now we are in Utah at this point. Because you can tell by like the rock formations. It was really, really cool to see all of this. So after driving through the mountains and the mesas, we woke up in the Nevada Walmart. We just kind of parked in the back there with the other RVs, and we made it to Vegas. Vegas was pretty cool. Definitely made for adults. The Las Vegas Boulevard was really cool to see and look at. Was all the pirate ships and the tall buildings and the gondolas inside the casinos. But for like a family with a kid, probably wasn't the best place to go. We originally wanted to go to the Children's Museum in Vegas, but they were closed that day. And then we wanted to go to the Avengers Museum, but that was also closed that day. But it was still a cool time. But I think the best part was coming back to this RV park. This was really nice. So that was our first week on the RV trip. We did a lot in 6 days. I'm going to post another part, the second part of the RV trip in another video because we're already very long on this video. But if you were following along with the calculations on how much we have spent on gas, so far on this trip, we have paid around $1,600 on gas so far. And that's with filling it at half a tank or a quarter of a tank, like every 4 hours-ish, give or take. And the more west you go, the more expensive it gets. So it's going to be really interesting to see how much we spend on the next leg of this trip. But if you like this video, make sure you click the like button below, and I will be posting a part 2 of this video soon. And the next stop we're going to after Nevada is California.